on average, the currency collapses every 30 to 40 years in most political jurisdictions for all of human history.
Your storehouse of value, whatever it is going to be deflated terribly during your lifetime.
The best currency of the last 100 years is the dollar.
Bitcoinzilla stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoinzilla today and enjoy the new edge. Here at Saylor, a market wizard breaks down Bitcoin's next big move. We'll cover key price triggers and trading strategies. Ready to profit?
So you discovered Bitcoin, as I understand it, in March of 2020, which was relatively recently, and it had been around for a while, and you had been doing a lot of other things, but it moved your life laterally, as I understand it. And I'm curious, you're an engineer and a software engineer. I'm curious about what it was that you discovered and realized that produced this profound change in your orientation, and why you think it's justified, and why you evangelize for it as well, I guess.
I discovered Bitcoin 30 years into my career. So I started a company late 1989. For 30 years, I'd been running an enterprise software company, MicroStrategy. We brought it public on the NASDAQ in 1998. Initially, we were focused upon one line of business, which is to sell software that allows banks or large retailers or insurance companies to analyze all of the data in their databases and assess risk and come up with marketing campaigns. Or if you wanted to figure out what sells with what and do market basket analysis or any kind of risk assessment, and you're a large enterprise, you would want to build a proprietary analytical system. We call that business intelligence. So that was successful. Then I was in my expansionary era in my 30s and in my 40s, and I wanted to create lots of things. And so I launched 10 other businesses. I bought up all the domain names like angel.com and alarm.com and strategy.com and hope.com. And I launched businesses, and some of them were singles, some were doubles. I bought voice.com. I sold it for $30 million. I sold the Angel business for about $100 million. The alarm.com business, we spun off. It's a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company today. And then I launched, I don't know, a dozen other things. They just whiffed. They failed.
Robert Kiyosaki is sounding the alarm, and it's terrifying. The Rich Dad Poor Dad author just declared a civil war has begun after violent ICE raids in Los Angeles, warning of a long, hot, violent summer worldwide. He points to riots in Japan, France, and China as proof. We're in a fourth turning an 80-year cycle of societal collapse, like the Great Depression or Civil War. At the heart of this chaos, fake money. Kiyosaki rails against central bankers stealing wealth through inflation and manipulation. His survival plan: Hish cash, embrace God's money, gold/silver, and stack Bitcoin, the people's money. With trust in governments crumbling, his message is urgent. Become your own bank or get robbed by the system. As chaos spreads, Bitcoin's case as the ultimate safe haven grows stronger by the day.
What was your hit rate, just out of curiosity? Can you estimate it?
I would say that the thing I started with turned out to be the biggest success between 1990 and 2020. And then the next idea was a small, was a double, and the next one was a single, and the rest sputtered out. I spent a lot of time. They were my favorite idea, a great idea. I loved them. I invested a lot of money in them. It turned out the world didn't think the same way I did. I overcomplicated it. And so it's an important part of the story, because by 2010, we had overexpanded as a company, and we'd launched, I wanted to be the conglomerate, 10 different things. And I found that the one thing worked and the other 9 things didn't work. And I needed to focus. So we refocused on the core business. And for the next decade, I had 2 dual experiences. I had the experience professionally, and I had an experience personally in finance. Here's the professional experience. I worked 2,500, 3,000 hours a year with 2,000 people doing 100,000 things right. I tried everything under the sun. We had a $500 million enterprise software business, and we found that we were the winner. 99 out of 100 of our competitors, or 99 other competitors had gone bankrupt or left the industry. We were the winner, and we were competing against Microsoft. And Microsoft is Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were the pure play, call it the David against the Goliaths. And so for the next decade, I spent huge amounts of money on development. It didn't work. I spent huge amounts of money on marketing. It didn't work. I rebuilt every information system in the company. It didn't work. I obsessed over systems for HR, obsessed over systems for sales, for marketing. I spent huge amounts of money on digital advertising, everything you can imagine. I would fly around the world. I flew around the world for a month, and I talked in every city, everywhere, in order to get the message out. So I had tried every conventional thing imaginable, and 10 years later, the company was still about a $500 million company. We were like a very low growth, and we were banging our head against a company, Microsoft, which is more you could more easily leave the United States than you could leave the domain of Microsoft. They're just everywhere. So my professional experience is, I figured I'm not a stupid guy. I worked very hard. I had brilliant people working with me. We tried everything imaginable, but we could not dent, the digital monopolies of the world. And we were this, I'll call us a zombie company. It's a publicly traded company that makes money, that won't go out of business, that's uninteresting because it's not growing 20% or 30% a year. It's not Google. It's not Facebook. It's not a monster. But there are 10,000 companies like ours.
Right.
Most companies are like ours.
Sure.
The crypto market is roaring back to life today, and the numbers tell an explosive story. With total market cap surging 3.9% to $3.41 trillion and trading volume spiking 40% to $131 billion. This isn't just a blip, it's a full-blown institutional buying frenzy. The fuel? Relentless money flows. Crypto investment products have now seen 7 straight weeks of inflows, dumping another $224 million into the market last week alone, pushing the total to a jaw-dropping $11 billion since April. Ethereum stealing the spotlight with $296 million in fresh inflows, while Bitcoin ETF gulped down $386 million in a single day. Wall Street isn't just tipping toes anymore, it's diving in headfirst. But here's the rocket booster. A brutal short squeeze liquidated $391 million in bearish bets within 24 hours. Bitcoin bears got wrecked hardest, with $195 million in shorts vaporized, forcing panic traders to buy back in and supercharge the rally. The charts scream bullish megaphone. The TO crypto market just broke its bull flag pattern, eyeing a 30% surge to $4.36 trillion. Add a fresh golden cross, 50-day SMA crossing the 200-day. And this rally's got legs for days. Bottom line, institutions are loading up, shorts are getting crushed, and the technicals are flashing green. This could be the launchpad for crypto's next big leap. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.